Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 54 on my countdown to retirement. So, since it's Saturday, like I do every Saturday, I did my weekly financial review, and we ended the week down 0.79%, basically erasing all of last week's gains. So, we're now up 13.2% for the year across our portfolio. The stock market as a whole ended the week down. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished down 1.2% at 46,987. The S&P 500 was down 1.6% at 6729, and the Nasdaq was down 3% at 23,005 for the worst weekly performance since April. And then the Russell 2000 was down 1.9% to 2,433. 4 of the 11 S&P 500 sectors were down for the week. The biggest loser for the week was information technology, down 4.2%. And the winner for the week was energy, up 1.5%, closely followed by healthcare, which was up 1.3%. WTI crude was down 2% for the week to $59.75 a barrel. Gold was up this week 0.3% to $4,009.80 a troy ounce. And natural gas was up again this week 4.6% to $4.31.50. This is the third week in a row it's been up. International markets ended the week mixed. The winner for the week was Hong Kong, up 1.3% to 26,242, and the loser for the week was Japan, down 4.1% to 50,276. So after I did my review, gave my wife the numbers, etc., we decided to run out to Costco because we used up our Manchego cheese, so we needed to go out and refill our stock of that cheese. And it ends up that cheese is $11.99 a pound, so it's in my opinion pretty pricey. When we first discovered the cheese, I should say, it used to run us between $7.99 and $9.99 a pound. So like on sale for $7.99, but the normal price was $9.99. But I haven't seen it on sale for a couple years now. So the $11.99 is what it is, and it's how I get a lot of the fat in my diet now that I'm back on carnivore, along with butter and eggs. So we went there while we were at the store. My wife wanted to go over and check the jewelry to see if the prices had changed. They have not. And while I was there, I also ran over and looked at the Samsung 43-inch U8000F smart TV to see if we wanted to get that, leading up to, in advance of Black Friday, or if we wanted to hold out and wait to see what kind of other 43-inch TVs come on the market for the Black Friday sales leading up into Thanksgiving, because we have one area in our dining room where we'd like to be able to take the TV that exists there, which is not a smart TV, and I just have a Fire Stick hooked up to it, and move that into the guest room, and then backfill the dining room area with a new smart TV, that has better resolution, etc. So anyway, we'll see what we're going to do. And then anyway, we picked up the Manchego cheese, and like I said, the price was $11.99, and then a pound. And then my wife picked up some skincare products that she wanted, and we got a gift for my son and daughter-in-law that we thought they would like while we were there. Because as you know, you can't just go into Costco and go get the one thing you actually came for. You can't walk out with just that one thing. It seems like, I went in for something I thought was going to be, I don't know, $20, and walked out, with over 100 in items. So yeah, it is what it is. And then after Costco, we ran down to Walmart because my wife, we've been using, I think it's Charmin Ultra Soft recently. When my son came and visited, he had suggested that we try that particular brand. We tried it. We've been using it now for a couple of months, and my wife. So we had gotten it on sale when it was at Costco for, I don't know. I want to say it was $23, $24 a package back whenever it was on sale, and we had enough of them that we're now getting to where we needed to replenish it. And my wife decided that she'd rather go back to what we used to use, which was what is that? Quilted Northern. That's it. Quilted Northern Ultra Plush. So they don't sell that at Costco. So we went to Walmart to pick that up, and so we picked that up. And then while we were there, my wife also decided that she needed to get some washcloths for use in the kitchen. So picked that up while we were there as well. So, and luckily that was only like $5. So that wasn't very much more than what I actually went there for. So that worked out pretty good. Then while I was checking out, I texted my buddy who had borrowed my dolly a couple weeks back so that he could move his daughter into a new apartment, and asked if he was going to be, home or if he was out and about, whatever. He told me he was home. He was going to be mowing the lawn. So I said, well, I'm out. I'm not that far from you. I can swing by and get the dolly if that's all right. And he's like, yeah, come on by. So after Walmart, we ran over and picked up the dolly, threw it in the back of my truck, and then we headed on home. And then when I got home, I decided after unloading and putting everything away that we're supposed to get a cold snap here in Atlanta Monday and Tuesday. And so I decided that it would be a good idea to spray the perimeter of my house with bug spray. And so I moved all the furniture and the rugs and everything that we have outside around the perimeter, away from all the walls, put on some protective gloves, got out our bug spray, which is Ortho Home Defense, and then I proceeded to go around and spray. Well, first I got out my blower, blew off any debris that was, along the walls and down the walkways and what have you. And once everything was clear and all the furniture and stuff was moved away, then I went and sprayed the perimeter all around the house. We have these columns, sprayed all around the columns, etc. Because whenever there's cold, it seems like the bugs want to come inside where it's warm. And I want the bugs to either stay outside or to be dead. So I don't like bugs. So that's why I wanted to do it today. So that's what I did. And then my wife called our son, and then we chatted for like 20 or 30 minutes. And he indicated that because of the upcoming move that they're going to be doing, that they're going to be too busy juggling all these different activities to be able to come for Thanksgiving, which we clearly understand. And then, so for us, it's going to be a really, really quiet Thanksgiving this year. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law are going out of town to their family, and I don't want to go to South Florida and deal with the drive down there. The traffic and stuff from Atlanta to there drives me up the wall at holiday time. So I basically have like a rule that I don't go there at Thanksgiving or Christmas if I have to drive, because let's say that the normal drive from my house to see either my sister or my mom normally, let's say, takes 10 and a half hours. When it's either Thanksgiving or Christmas, it becomes 12 to 14 hours. And I'm just not willing to sit in traffic from Ocala to the down to the turnpike, and then on the turnpike heading south to get into South Florida for extra 2 hours or 4 hours. Like, I'm just not willing to do it. So we'll be staying home. It'll be a nice, quiet Thanksgiving with just the two of us. So I'm okay with that. My wife is okay with that, I guess. And, that'll just be the way it is. And then I decided that it was time to sharpen our kitchen knives. So I broke out my electric knife sharpener and went to town and sharpened every single one of the knives that we have in our kitchen because they were starting to get dull and when they're dull, they're not, it's not safe when you're trying to chop or slice or whatever. Like, it's easy to get hurt. So I wanted to make sure they were back to being sharp the way they're supposed to be. Then I prepared a top sirloin steak, and I made that for dinner along with a garlic butter sauce so that I could get the extra fat that I need. And then my wife had leftover um, black eyed peas as a side dish for her. And then while we were eating and then subsequently cleaning up after dinner, we ended up watching the news, Wheel of Fortune, and Jeopardy, and kind of that was our day. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.